That'll
They won't know if your eyes are open or not.
Yeah, I didn't take them off.
+1 of the group. Qualifying procedure will push from out here. You're hitting the track. Green second time by. For a green-white checkered. After the checkered, you're exiting off the backstretch all night long. At the scales, make sure you tell your four-wheeler to pick you up off the scales. We won't have anything there to bring you off the scales, so make sure they're there. That way it doesn't get jammed up.
And the seven-time Lernerville Speedway track champion, the current points leader from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engines, Peluso Roofing, number 71. It's A.J. Flick. A.J. Flick in the 71. And entering the high limit room for the very first time in his career, he's the current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader. The driver from Chandler, Arizona, the car from Indianapolis, Indiana, the Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engines, Sharp Advantage, Sunoco Race Fuels, number 71 RT. It's RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 71 RT. And from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engines, Peluso Roofing, number 71 of A.J. Flick. A.J. Flick in the 71. Flick, the current points leader here right now at Lernerville. A.J. Flick on lap one, his 10th Flick at 13.767, 137.67. On lap two is better to 6 quick, 13.144, 13144, 6 quick for A.J. Flick, and 10.
Yeah, but only like 14 cars went out. It just, the thing just drives so good. I try to be smooth with it off the corner, and before I know it, it's digging left rear and I'm out. I thought it was good. This car's been tight every time I've run it, and we're still just a skosh too tight. And I didn't get the best hot laps because we were just still stuck on a little bit of slime and behind some other cars, so it was a little bit hard for me to tell Bernie what it needed, and the RPM wasn't where it should have been because it was manipulated in hot laps because of the slime that's still on the racetrack. So I guess I should have done a little bit better there, but we're still in the ball game. This is by far a better qualifying effort than anything I could have done in my own stuff, which is absolutely what makes or breaks you here. So I mean, instead of starting 8th or 9th in a heat race in the number 2, so far it seems like we're 6th or 7th, which is going to put us either front row or 3rd in one of these. So, I mean, that's what you need. You gotta be in position to make the shows, and then even if we don't make the dash, this is a learning night for us. We'll come back tomorrow with a game plan, and maybe I'll be able to improve on what we did tonight. So, I mean, I thought I turned a good lap. Obviously, it could have been a bit better, but those are all things that we'll fix for tomorrow. Hopefully, when you're doing this tomorrow, I'll have a better answer.
You have a teammate here. How's that going to work out?
I mean, Bernie's the one here that has all the responsibility. So my responsibility is to drive, Ricky's responsibility is to drive, and we're going to let Bernie and our buddy Ralph and Biscuit here and some of my crew members, they're going to take care of the hard part.
Pretty good. Just trying to get used to steering. It's probably my biggest thing. Obviously we're off the pace, but see how we qualify here? Yeah, all right.
And also on the racetrack from Chandler, Arizona, the Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engine, Sharp Advantage, Sunoco Race Fields, number 71 RT. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 71 RT. RTJ on lap 1 is 6 quick, 13.642, 136.42. Will slow down, 13.779. First one was better at 13.642.
We're going to put some more fuel on it.
Not too bad. I at the end of hot laps, I felt like I didn't have any brakes whenever I pulled off. So went staging, brakes felt fine, so that was good. I feel like I made 2 decent laps. Just it's hard for me to get into turn 1. Like it's so much different than the late model. I feel like turn 3, it's kind of sweeping normal for me. I don't know. I feel like I was a little free through 3 and 4, but I don't think I was quite high enough yet. So overall, not a bad experience. I didn't qualify as good as I'd like, but I feel like I think we're like half second off the pace. So really not as bad as I thought we were going to be. So see how the heat race goes. Got a lot of work to do, at least get in the show, but we're going to give it a shot.
Gear change?
Yeah, so we gear changed before qualifying there. I only turned like 76 or something like that, hot lapping, so I think I turned 85 there, so it was a little bit more up to the pace, which I think some of it is me too, just driving a little bit harder, so I don't know. I'm excited, so see how we do in a crowd, I guess you could say. I feel like the steering's probably my biggest downfall right now. I'm used to you kind of hold it straight and you kind of go straight with this. I feel like I'm kind of walking up and down the racetrack. So once I figure that out a little bit, which I think that'll just come with time. So see how the heat race goes.
What's the expectation?
I think I start 10th. Obviously, I'd like to pass a few here, at least give me a good shot to a good spot in the B and try to go forward. So I think 5 transfer. Ultimate goal would be at least run 5th, but if not, if we can run 6th, 7th. I think that'd be realistic. My biggest thing is like I don't feel like I turn in like at all, and then like I know I'm turning in too much, but I can feel it instantly.
Yeah.
Like,
As soon as you get the car too sideways, the board catches it, just draws.
and like my second lap, like off 4, I felt it bad enough where like I can feel the right rear up. I'm like I know that ain't good.
Yep. No, but a 13.6 for a 410 rookie is pretty good.
That's gotta start behind all of them.
That's what's crazy.
Here's yours. That's your lap. And your lap is next.
That's what's crazy about it. Thought you did okay, got good shit, still 10th out of 10.
Yeah, I was still last right there. I think I out-qualified one guy.
The thing just drives so hard, Lefter. I just wanted to keep it. I don't want to fight it coming off, so I just let it do its thing, and it just gripped and shoved me out over the edge. So I actually had to bring it down here, but we turned a hell of a better lap. Rico's still 3.5 better than us. He's a 10th better than anybody else. And it gets real slick entry to 3 there. I mean, you have enough laps around here, you know that, but yeah. You look smooth.
I got to do 3 and 4 good, but like 1, it's like I'm gonna try to enter 2 straight and then turn on in the curve.
Yeah, 1's so tough because you carry so much speed down the front stretch because the front stretch never loses bite, and then your right front gets light. So to try and turn how tight entry to 1 is, it's tough.
Yeah, it's almost like you like whip it but don't want to whip it.
Yep.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
TJ4G, race number 1, hitting the racetrack now. Let's take a look at the lineup. Row number 2 on the inside, also from Apollo, Pennsylvania. The Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engines, Peluso Roofing. Number 71, it's AJ Flick. And it's Post Malone, enemies from Justin Max. Playlist here.
really good, to be honest. Started third, held third. Track's pretty single file right now. When we're here for just sprint car shows, it races differently than when we're here for a normal Fab 4 night. So, I mean, if you're a fan watching here and you're watching this back later, you'll notice it. I mean, we ripped the top in qualifying, but there's so much moisture left on the bottom that by the time the heat races started, everybody moved back down. So you run the heat races around the bottom, and then you start to move it back up. And by feature time, hopefully, it gets wide enough where you can run the bottom and the top. But right now, it's a little bit tough, kind of single file. So deal with the cards we're dealt, but I thought we were pretty good in the heat race. I was a bit too tight, but we actually had something cut the left rear. So our left rear started to shrink as the race went on, and it actually made me better. I thought I was one of the quicker cars probably at the end of that. I think the last 3 laps, I was probably the fastest car on the racetrack, at least by the lap times. But I told a friend of mine, in my own stuff, I wouldn't even see the leader. We'd be half a track behind usually on a surface like this, but tonight, Cy was 5 or 6 car lengths in front of me, and McFadden was 5, 6, 7 in front of him. So we're in the ballpark with these guys, which is not something I've ever really been able to say. It's a cool experience. Beyond thankful for Bernie, his crew, the Indy Race Parts guys, and I just hope the track widens up that we can get to racing a little bit come feature time here, and I'm excited to see how we do.
So not a typical Friday night here, right?
No, I mean, that's the thing, even if the track's fast like this on a normal Friday, the characteristics of it are so different because we've got modified street stocks and late models, and in some way, shape, or form, all those cars with their noses and their body work, they can dig it up. So it might actually get faster on a regular Friday night because they dig it up, or it peels over more, or it gets rougher. When you have just a sprint car show like this, it's a totally different characteristic of racetrack. It's not rough at all. We don't dig it up. It just races so different, but it's not something, like, not to sound like complaining here, but like there's not really any home field advantage because we only deal with sprint car only track conditions like tonight only 3 or 4 times a year, you know? So even when we're here for 305s and rush wingless, those are sprint car only, but they can't rip the top the way just 410s can. So the track still runs itself in different. So, I mean, it took me 7 or 8 years until I started to realize that Lernerville, I mean, historically, you go back and watch Flow and Dirt Vision during outlaw shows and all-star shows and stuff, how it races, you rip the top in qualifying, and then for some reason the moisture around the bottom is still there, the slime goes away, and then you start ripping the bottom. And it's something that we struggled with because you think that you need to tighten a race car up as the night goes on, but you actually need to loosen it up because the racetrack gets tighter and the bike comes back. So that's kind of where having a crew chief like Bernie is a blessing, because I can tell him what I think the track's going to do and what my experience is, and he can just set it up and I just have to worry about driving. So again, just beyond thankful we wouldn't be in this position with the 2 car, and that's not taking a shot at anything that I've built with my team, but it's just, this is really good stuff we're in, and it's pretty cool to say that we're actually running wheel to wheel with some of these guys now.
Moisture from the bottom, they're pushing it up across the racetrack.
Next up is BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. Here's the lineup in this one. From Chandler, Arizona, the Indy Race Parts, Charlie Garrett Racing Engine, Sharp Advantage, Sunoco Racefields, number 71 RT. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. So 10 cars in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. Once again, the top 5 go into the main event. Third, the number 5 of Spencer Beanston. Fourth, the 88 of Tanner Thorson. And fifth, also going to the dash, is the 1A of Jacob Allen. Corey Eliason, Logan Wagner, Lance DeWeese, John Jarek, and Ricky Thornton Jr. round out the field.
Laps and everything, just like gets itself on that little cars. But Lance DeWeese and Corey Eliason are the 2 weak cars in your league.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you drive around there, right? Like I said, just
Like the first round, you were kind of late, all the way down there, the turn kind of late, and then like by the next stuff before lap, and you know, at the back straight away, you're trying to do away with it.
Right. Immediately.
Yeah. So it get rotated, then you're back to it.
not qualifying and getting me into it. Like, last year, really good race. Like, in the heat race, like, no one passed it.
Do you have brakes?
Yeah. Need the chain on the left rear to hold it down.
Coil.
I'm hoping, like, I feel like if it gets like lit off, I'll be fine. But, like, out of this place, it gets lit. Like, just that side of the track's not going to get slick. They got a little slicker getting into 3, but it almost made it where you can steer in easier.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like it looked as like Eliason.
All right, thank
Like,
you.
as soon as wherever you got, that's
Eliason.
Louise, Wagner, all of them. Normal late model race, and like slow down, make sure you get steered, or like, I know a couple times, like, too much, they all get in the corner. It's like, you gotta ski up right in front, right in front.
Yeah, I mean, I thought some of your laps after that were fine, but it just, like, kind of what I told you, it just, everybody ran the ball. I mean,
Or down. Yeah, like down. And there was like on this end, it was like, you know, a third of the way up with a little grip, and on that end, it was like
Courtney started to make the top work a little bit more deep, but it's just,
against lesser cars. Yeah. Like the,
and he had clean air beats everything.
I went into one up there, like, I wasn't like wide open, but it was like, full of a slide, slide. That's alright. I'm having fun still.
Is it happening quick?
Not really. Like, it's weird. Like, I haven't had that sensation in shit. That was close.
Not even turn 1?
Not even turn 1.
Attaboy.
So, which I think, like, if I start racing someone, like, on them, whatever, I might.
Where are you lining up at those?
18. Top 4 trains.
I wouldn't be surprised to have some of those people bullshit.
I don't know, my biggest problem is like a couple times I go in one and like go to left to like normally turn in, and then it's like you don't even think about turning. So it's like once I figure that out a little bit, I don't know.
My first time I started, I swear to God, I couldn't get out.
Well, like I'm having a problem like figuring out where I want the steering wheel, because it's like, all right, be here, and then like you go on the racetrack and you race there, and then like the next time I'm like, all right, I'll go right, and then I was like over here, and I'm like,
I struggled with that for a while, getting it like up the race. The harder you run it, it's like it finally wants to come up, but it takes forever
to like figure it out. And like my other thing is like one time I turned to like go under a guy a little bit, and then it's like, all right, and I'm like, whoa, like don't steer in.
Are you running a lot of brake? I mean, that could help you. I don't run a lot of brake, but like that's just because I'm a nominal guy, but a lot of these guys do. Like just ride it. They don't like you don't stab it. You know what I mean? Just to help get it. Like if you get here, like you're talking about, just instead of you get here, and next slide you know it's coming, just ride the brake and it just stays flat. You know what I mean?
Almost pulls the left
Yeah.
down.
I'm having fun. Does it feel fast?
I don't know, man. It's just different. I'm sure you know how it is. Like it's just so different that
Boy, like that's what I said. People are like, how is the transition from wing to nominal? It's like it's not even a sprint car.
Yeah.
Like it's a completely different style of racing.
when it's like ran the micro and like wasn't that bad. I got the engine like wasn't that bad.
Right.
And then I'm like,
This
this
is
is and then getting this and I'm like, oh, it's like way different. Yep.
How you like driving a sprint car?
I like it so far. I think we'll be all right.
Better than a late model?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
laps is the distance in the B main. The top 4 drivers will transfer into tonight's main event. So 20 cars going for 12 laps. Top 4 will move on to tonight's feature event.
knows your way up in a couple of guys. That makes a difference. With the guys, you run the guy off the racetrack. Oh well.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, far enough back, like I'm gonna try the high side on the restart. And like, I wasn't bad out there. It's so dirty from everyone running the bottom.
And the bottom was a little better. Any of them guys that were not the guys right in front of you, they were all kind of sloppy. But the guys like the first 6 or 8 guys were all down. All the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Like a freight train, like a wide open left front. Tomorrow night will be a lot easier.
Learn some stuff for tomorrow.
Yeah. Bob will have a better fucking package for you.
Did run 230 there. Yeah. I kept getting loose and getting loose. I know I can fix that problem. Like,
Makes a big difference.
well, like I did it, then I came off forward one time and I was like almost like front end up. I'm like, okay, and then I bumped it back forward. I thought it was too far.
There should be one already on the side of it. And if you're going and you go like this, that's pretty good. At the end of the race, you go, okay, I'm at 5. That's a good number for me. With that, you can't tell.
Yeah,
you pull and go.
I'm on the 3rd rib.
Yeah.
Overall, I felt pretty good there in the B main. Fastest, I think, 3 or 4 cars. So just getting more comfortable. Felt like the longer we go, the more comfortable I keep getting. So the hard part for me to learn is like just not lifting as much, getting in the corner. Where I feel like the late model, you really got to lift and turn in. So just trying to learn that a little bit. Feel like overall, not the night we wanted, but pretty good. So excited for tomorrow. We'll go home or go to the shop, and I think we're gonna change a few things, just try to get me a little more comfortable. So we'll go from there and see how it goes. Yeah, I think we'll be good for tomorrow. Hopefully I can qualify a little bit better and have a good heat race.
What are the expectations after tomorrow?
Obviously I want to make the show at least, so I think that'll be the goal.
It's time to double down. It's time to raise the stakes. And it is time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing. Lernerville Speedway, we got them racked. We got them stacked. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are...
Could not make straight line speed out of it. Like going through the corner.
Is it the heater?
I don't think so.
Was it just no exit speed?
You know, I couldn't carry any speed through the corners at all.
Because we were too tight or too free?
I want to say 2.3.
Yeah, I was gonna say. To me, it looked like it was too free, but I don't know. I don't know if it was.
But the problem is too.
Like this thing, like what's stuff down here.
That might be why, but I couldn't even enter the top comfortably because by the time I get to the end of the straightaway to enter the top, I'm carrying the front end so much I couldn't feel it to steer it in on the curve.
Yeah.
And so I had to slow down and try and hit the bottom. And we weren't horrible. I mean, I lost most of my spots when I tried to go make something else work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I felt fuel on my leg. I thought I felt fuel on my leg the first couple laps.
Because all this mud here is wet.
Well, it might be oil.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Love. Thank you. Yep.
Of course, we're at. Can I go right here? All right, bend over. Well, lining up, I guess the left rear bleeder hose broke and we had a flat left rear basically the whole race. Ran around on 2 pounds and that was all she rode. I mean, in a way, I guess it was fortunate that race went non-stop, so it kept enough heat in the tire that it didn't go completely flat, but at the same time, if we would have had a red flag or a yellow, we might have been able to come in, get it changed, and just see how we could pass race cars. But basically, it was a waste of a night. Tried to learn as much as we could for the feature, but with a left rear running around at 2-3 pounds, we didn't learn a thing. So frustrating, but circumstances that you basically can't control, and come back tomorrow. I'm confident in our early night program because of what we just did tonight. Obviously a little disappointed that we couldn't learn anything for once the track starts blowing off, but again, just circumstances you're dealt, got to live with it. And I mean, we had to yank her out, but I didn't know why. I couldn't really feel it going flat, but crew said it was flat when we were doing the 4 wide, and I trust them. I mean, it came in and it was flat when I parked it after the feature, so just got to learn. Well, try and learn however we can and come back tomorrow with a plan and be ready to roll.